Sigh. It's so boring and empty in here. I wish I had something to color in the place. Something to make it feel less empty. Uh,
Do you want to make interesting backgrounds for your drawings but are absolutely dog shit at environmental illustrations? Yeah, me too. Join the club, buddy. Worry not, as that is why I made this video. I forgot what I was gonna put the title card here. Okay, let's list down all the background character suggestions. Yep. Originally, we were supposed to start at 1, but I had to add something in last minute. 0. First, this is for your subject borders. If you don't want your subject to blend in too much into the background, then you can use additional outlines. The standard way to do this digitally is to duplicate your subject, select your subject, expand the selection by a few pixels, and then fill in the subject with the color of your choice. There are a few ways to stylize this, and I'll just flash those ways on the screen right now because I don't have a list of those. Ibis Paint also has its own outline filter, while in Procreate, you have to create a feathered duplicate of your subject, I believe, and then fill in with the bucket tool. As for other programs like Clip Studio Paint, Krita, Fire Alpaca, Medibang, GIMP, Adobe Illustrator, and others use the standard method usually. Unfortunately, if you're only working with traditional art, then you'll have to do it manually. You don't have any filters and whatnot. Number 1, we have basic color. Basic color backgrounds are better than white backgrounds, trust me. I really suggest you learn at least the bare basics of color theory, like complementary colors, values, and all that stuff will really help you out in the long run. Number 2, basic gradients. Again, similar advice to the basic colors, honestly. It's simple, but with the right knowledge, it can still look appealing. Number 3, we have shape. Very simple shapes. Shapes of all sorts. Squares, circles, triangles, blobs, stamps, diamonds. Combination of something, I don't know. Any shape you can think of. You can also apply the principles you used for color with 1 and 2, which, basic colors and gradients. Number 4, patterns and textures. I personally love to use textures. For patterns, stars, checkers, dots, hearts, diamonds, grids, plaid. Textures, you can do canvas, cardboard, crumpled paper, notebook paper, sketchbook paper, walls, pavement, etc., etc. Number 5, we're getting specific now. Copy of the character, whether it's on low opacity or not, I don't care. It's either faded on one end, you could put it on a gradient, you could make it pixelated, it could be a sketch of the original drawing. It could be the outline, it could be the rough sketch. I already said sketch. Why is sketch on the list twice? Colored sketch, whatever. Copy of the character in the background. Number 6, we have text spam. It could be lyrics of a song, whether it's related to illustration, character information, if it's a character illustration, notes for the viewer, speech bubbles, and just any sort of text that you want to put on the screen. Whether it's important or not, it can still fill up the canvas. Number 7, we have shitpost. Posts, plural. We all know what I mean by that, yeah? We love post shitpost. Number 8, we have more drawings. If it's a character illustration, it could be drawings of a character, objects that are related to the character or subject, whatever the fuck this is. Environmental details. Doesn't have to be that detailed, it's just there to highlight your subject. Number 9, I've been using this a lot more recently, photo bashing. There's a lot of different ways to photo bash. You basically take a real image and you slap it somewhere. It can be a bit more stylized. There are a lot of ways to stylize this realistic image, which maybe I'll do a separate video of that, I don't know. You could make it pixelated, you can make it blurred, you can spam effects, I don't know. Just photo bashing. If you want more information photo bashing, for now, just go search it up. Again, maybe I'll make a separate video of that, I don't know. Number 10, we have specific formats. This is more focused on composition, character illustration, and are better for world building. We have comics, or comic magazine, video game cover, classified confidential files, mugshot, website, graphics, or trading card, CD cover, advertisements, pamphlets or brochures, movie poster or PSA poster, wanted poster, whether that be modern, midwestern, or old-timey. Speaking of old-timey newspaper, there's also a pop star album, which I think I already mentioned. No, yeah, pop star album.
Number 11, we have miscellaneous background suggestions because I could not categorize these into anything. So we have musical sheets or musical scores, screenshots of gameplays, usually for fan art of video games, graffiti, cutout letters, stickers, a map, a collage, or screen tone spam. I've been using screen tone spam a lot. You should try it out too. It's fun. And lastly, but not the least, number 12, a combination of everything. In many cases, you don't just use one technique to make an interesting background. All of these ideas are very, and I mean very loosely categorized for the sake of making it easier to list down. At the end of the day, it really just depends on what you want to show about your work.
Before you go, here are some additional tips that will help you decide and design your illustration backgrounds. Number 1, understand your subject. A very important thing to remember is what you want to tell your audience with your work. You need to have a basic understanding of who your character is and how that'll affect the way your background would come out. If your character or subject is a pirate, you could photobash an image of a pirate ship with a bunch of elements related to this character. And another example, if you have this, gardener, you make a custom grid of flower beds in the background. Number 2, experiment with what your medium is capable of doing. This can especially be applied with digital art and the many filters that are given at your disposal. There are tons of ways to spruce up your backgrounds with something as simple as a noise texture or a gradient map. Number 3, find inspiration in both other illustrations and other media related to such. Finding inspiration in other illustrations is great and all, but you can also expand your ideas by finding inspiration outside of those drawings. You want to make a backdrop that's inspired by 70s disco for your character? Do research. Find popular patterns and color schemes to complement the character. Number 4, remember what you want your audience to focus on. Usually, it's the subject of the illustration that is your main focus and not the background. So use this information to your advantage. Sometimes there are little details you want to pop out against the rest. You can use your background to help highlight these focus points. Some background elements can surround the subject of focus, while other times you can slowly desaturate the background the further it is to the subject. Number 5, this isn't a huge tip, this is just something you should remember in general. Check your values. Related to the 4th tip, remember to check your values so that your character doesn't blend in too much with your background.
Another last minute tip, learn the basic composition stuff, the golden ratio, the rule of thirds, the background, the foreground stuff. I promise you to really help you out in the long run.
And that is all. That is the entire video. I hope you found it useful. I apologize in advance if I'm really stuttery. I'm not the greatest with scripts, and even though I'm very fluent in English, you can still hear a bit of my Filipino accent slipping through every once in a while.
And if you like the stuff that you just watched, then feel free to, it'll help me a lot. I'd really appreciate it too. I also have a Discord, so if you want to, you have a link to the Discord in the description. And that is all for today. K.Starfel signing out. Goodbye.